everyone, welcome to our TEDx Talk. Have you ever considered that the most powerful technology on the earth isn't a smartphone or a supercomputer, but it's the 3 pound universe sitting right inside your skull? Today, we are here to unlock that power and incredible life altering truth that when you shift your mindset, you transform your reality. We are passionate about personal growth and the innovative change. And together, we aim to spark new ways of thinking for ourselves and for each one of you. Before we begin this, let us introduce ourselves. I am Kritika Agrawal.
I am Ashwin Kushwaha.
I am Krish Kisharwani.
I am Jay Sai Krishna.
I am Rajesh Kumar.
And I am Ayush Chauhan. We all are from IT department and we are team Shantanu Narayan. Now you might be wondering why that name. Because Shantanu Narayan is a living example of our theme. He changed his mindset, sharpened his brain and ultimately changed his life, rising from Hyderabad, India to become CEO of Adobe, one of the world's leading software companies.
Shantanu started his career as a software engineer. He was a creator, someone who built things from ground up. Later, he rose to lead Adobe. A leader is not just someone who manages; they are the someone who inspire others to change, to think differently, and to reach their full potential.
Under his guidance, Adobe transformed from a desktop software company into a cloud-based giant. He encourages innovations rooted in curiosity and customer needs, showing that the real breakthroughs occur when we adapt our thinking to solve real-life problems.
Narayana believed in curiosity and continuous learning. According to him, the day we stop learning is the day we stop growing. This is at heart with our topic. Our brains are built to adapt. He wants us to mix our compassion with technical skills. And according to him, changing isn't about gaining knowledge, but gaining empathy and making a positive difference.
Narayana has received multiple prestigious awards, including Padma Shri in 2019. He has served on the board of directors for companies like Pfizer and Dell. And finally, from his journey, we got to know that success isn't destination, it's all an ongoing process of evolution. It's all about challenging yourself and becoming better than you were yesterday.
So, what does this all mean to you? This means that your brain is not a static machine, but it's a dynamic, adaptable instrument. You are the architect of your own mind, and you can rewire it for success, happiness, and growth. And we are here to show you how. Let us step into this discovery together. Welcome to our TEDx talk on Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. Let me begin with a simple thought experiment. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning without your brain. You wouldn't move, you wouldn't feel, you wouldn't even know who you are. Sounds dramatic, right? But it shows a powerful truth. The brain is involved in everything. Every breath you take, every step you walk, every laugh you share, every dream you chase, all of it begins in the brain. It's not just an organ in your head, it is the control center of your entire life. When you raise your hand or smile, it is your brain sending signals to your muscles. When you feel joy, fear, or love, it is your brain's emotional center creating those feelings. When you recall a memory, it is your brain retrieving it for you. Even right now, as you sit here listening to me, your brain is processing on my words, deciding whether you agree, disagree, or feel inspired. Whether it is movement, emotion, memory, or even survival, the brain is at the center of it. But here is where it gets even more fascinating. The brain doesn't just control us, we also control it. And the way we do it is through our thoughts. For a long time, scientists believed that the brain was fixed after childhood. But now, research has been proven something revolutionary. The brain is constantly changing, adapting, and retrieving itself throughout our lives. The ability is called neuroplasticity. It means that our brain has the power to recognize itself by forming new neural connections every single day. Every experience, every skill we learn, every challenge we face, and every thought we think actually rewires our brain. In other words, your brain is not a fixed structure, it's a living, learning, evolving masterpiece, shaped by how you use it. Every single thought you have creates a teeny electrical signal in your brain, and the more often you repeat a thought, the stronger the brain pathway becomes. It is like walking across a grassy field. The more time you walk the same path, the clearer and the deeper it becomes. So, if you keep thinking, I can't do this, I can't do that, your brain builds a strong pathway of self doubt. But if you think, I can try, I can learn, your brain wire itself for confidence and growth. In other words, your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are physical forces that shape the very structure of your brain. We see this in our daily lives. Think of students preparing for exams. Two students may have studied equally, but the one who constantly thinks, I am weak in this subject, often feels blocked and anxious, while the one who tells themselves, I will give my best, perform with focus and energy. Their thought literally create two different brain responses. Athletes also use this power. Before a big match, they visualize victory. Brain scans show that imagining success activates the same circuits as real practice. Their thoughts are literally training their brains for the win. Even gratitude, something as simple as pausing to appreciate life for 2 minutes a day, has been proven to activate the brain's happiness centers. A small thought repeated often rewires the brain to feel more positive. So, what does this all mean? It means your brain is involved in everything you do, and your thoughts are shaping it every single day. Every thought you repeat is like a laying a brick, and brick by brick, you are building the architecture of your future. Which pathway you choose is extending your choice. But here's something we don't often think about. While our thoughts can shape and strengthen the brain, there are also habits, environments, and actions that can quietly hurt it, and others can heal it. And that leads us to next big question. If our thoughts can shape the brain, then what are the things that can quietly weaken it? And what are the things that make it stronger than ever?
The health of your brain decides everything: how you think, how you feel, how you act. When your brain is healthy, you're healthy. And when your brain is not, innovation slows and life itself suffers. So, let us talk about what hurts your brain. First, injuries. Think about it. Your brain is soft, about as soft as butter, and your skull is hard with sharp bony ridges. Now, imagine your brain getting shaked up inside your skull. It causes a concussion, and it doesn't take being knocked out to damage brain tissue. That's why tackle football and hitting football with your head may seem harmless, but they are not. Protect your brain, because once hurt, it takes a long time to heal. Now, second, drugs and alcohol. Obvious, right? But most people don't realize how deep the damage goes. Alcohol shrinks brain centers, and drugs dispute balance and judgment, and also makes one lose his creativity. A brain soaked in chemical is a brain losing its edge. Third, obesity. This surprises people, but study shows that as your weight goes up, the size of your brain goes down. Let me repeat it. As your brain goes up, as your weight goes up, the size of your brain goes down, and with it, the potential also shrinks. Fourth, sleep deprivation. 100 years ago, people used to sleep 9 hours a day, but now only 6. Less than 7 hours of sleep lowers blood flow, weakens memory, and drives cravings out of control. So, in world, you sleep less, weigh more, and think less clearly. A tired brain is a weaker brain. Now, fifth one is lack of exercise. Brain thrives on oxygen, circulation, and momentum that is delivered by exercise. Sitting all day means less blood flow, less oxygen, and less clarity. It's like putting your brain into slow suffocation. Sixth, poor dietary choices. Poor dietary choices leads to high blood pressure and high blood sugar. Both are equally bad. High blood pressure decreases the flow to the brain. Less blood is supplied to your brain, so less oxygen and less energy. Over time, high blood pressure raises the risk of memory loss, dementia, or even strokes. You may not feel it now, but your brain does. And similarly, high blood sugar also corrodes blood vessels, damages nerves, and weakens clarity. And typical modern diet, it is full of high sugar, processed food, and unhealthy fats. So, when it comes to food, you have to be very careful because it every bite decide either your brain is getting healed or getting hurt. Now, seventh one is environmental toxins. Pesticides, heavy metals, polluted air, and toxic chemicals. They do not announce themselves. They do not cause instant impact. They build up quietly and slowly, and they drain your brain performance. A poisoned environment lead to a poisoned brain. Seventh, environmental toxin. Pesticides, heavy metal, polluted air, toxic chemical. They do not announce themselves. They do not cause instant impact. They build up quietly and slowly, and they drain your brain performance. A poisoned environment leads to a poisoned brain. Now, these aren't just personal struggle, they appear to a wider audience. So let us relate to something more more familiar to the wider audience. Notice how there are seven ways that you hurt your brain. These are these are similar to the seven sins committed by us on our daily life. So let us draw some parallels. First, injury relates to pride, as most people think I am tough and nothing will happen to me. But one head injury can change the brain forever. Second, drugs and alcohol. This relates to greed, as most people do it for quick pleasure. Third, obesity. This relates to gluttony, as it doesn't only increase your waist size, but it also shrinks your brain size and function. Now, sleep deprivation relates to lust, as it can be seen as endless craving for simulation in late nights and distraction, which robs our brain of its healing time. Fifth, lack of exercise is avoiding physical movement is the quite definition of sloth. Exercise is fertilizer for our brain. Skipping it makes it smaller. Now, poor dietary choices. This relates to envy as we try to copy the unhealthy habits of the influencer, hence poisoning our brain. Seventh, environmental toxin. Wrath can be quiet. Brain shows us wrath by shutting down when we abuse it with unhealthy environment. So, let me ask you, which sins do you commit? Each one damages your brain, each one steals your future. The truth is, the seven deadly sins don't just threaten the soul, they threaten the brain. And without a healthy brain, you cannot be the best version of yourself. So, protect your brain, protect your future. The thing is, you can't change or protect what you can't see. But if you could, the parts that are active or underperforming and get a pattern, then maybe you could get a better idea of how to protect. Brain imaging makes the invisible visible, and that's exactly what we're gonna explore in the next section.
In the pursuit of living a healthier, more productive, and more joyful life, we have an indispensable tool, brain imaging. Specifically, the kind of functional imaging like SPECT scans that doesn't just show us anatomy but shows us how the brain works. It maps blood flow and activity, revealing a truth we often ignore. When your brain works right, you work right. And when your brain is in trouble, you are much more likely to have trouble in your life. Imagine a simple yet profound contrast. No one On one side, you see a healthy scan, full, even, and symmetrical activity. On the other, you see a brain ravaged by toxicity, say the damage caused by alcohol, which directly impacts brain function. These scans make it irrefutably clear that brain is the true organ of personality, judgment, and innovation. We cannot innovate, we cannot be flexible, and we cannot be wise if the physical organ driving these abilities is impaired. The tragedy is how casually we abuse this most critical real estate. Our brain, which uses up to a third of a calorie we consume, is constantly under siege. Brain imaging has shown us the profound danger of seemingly simple choices. We know that brain injury is a disaster, but the scan reveal more insidious threats, like automatic negative thoughts, ANTs. Even our thoughts can be toxic. These recurring negative patterns are the seeds of anxiety and depression, literally poisoning our mindset. The good news is that brain imaging offers not a sentence but an opportunity. It is a beginning of the brain envy, the desire for a better, younger brain. Because of brain plasticity, we know you can make positive, measurable changes in your brain within as little as 2 months. This knowledge gives us a clear path forward. Nurture connections, positive social connections are contagious and determine your longevity. Embrace learning. When you stop learning, your brain starts to disconnect itself. New learning is it's essential to make new connections. Practice gratitude. The best antidepressant is not a pill, it is gratitude. Writing down three things that you are grateful for daily can significantly change your level of happiness. Question your mind. Don't believe every stupid thought you have. Simply asking yourself, is it true? When a negative thought arises, can shift you to a more rational world. But let's take the idea even further. Because if we truly want to change our brain and our life, we must change not just habit, but environment and cultures that shape those habits. Let's talk about digital overload. Every ping, every scroll, every notification hijacks the brain attention system. We are training our brains to be distracted. When the average person checks their phone hundreds of times a day, focus becomes fragmented. And a fragmented brain can't create deep thought. To change your brain, you must sometimes unplug it. Silence, rest, and reflection are not luxurious. They are brain necessity. Let's talk about emotional hygiene. We brush our teeth every day, but how often do we cleanse our mind? Brain imaging studies shows that chronic anger, fear, and guilt deactivate the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for good decisions, and light up the emotional limbic system. Over time, the imbalance can rewire your brain emotional pattern. Practices like mindfulness, journaling, and compassion aren't soft skills. They are neurological training for resilience. Let's talk about creativity and contribution. The healthiest brain are not just problem free. They are purpose driven. When you create, volunteer, or serve others, your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals of motivation and bonding. In other words, contribution isn't just moral, it is medical. A brain that contributes is a brain that thrives. Now imagine what happens if we scale the understanding. If classroom taught children how to protect their brain before they learn to protect their phones. If companies encourage mental recharge as much as productivity. If healthcare didn't just test brain disorders but train brain optimization. Brain imaging changes our priorities, forcing us to take environmental toxins, weight, and the early prevention of Alzheimer's seriously. But more than that, it forces us to redefine success. Because true success isn't just about wealth or fame, it's about brain health, about thinking clearly, feeling deeply, and connecting meaningfully. So I urge you to adopt this mindset. Look at your life through the lens of your brain health. Let the vision of a functional, vibrant, and innovative mind create in you a powerful, motivating brain envy. Let the vision of a functional, vibrant, and innovative mind create in you a powerful, motivating brain envy. Let us work together to create a brain smart world, one that values clarity over chaos, compassion over competition. Let us work together to create a brain smart world, one that values clarity over chaos, compassion over competition, and consciousness over carelessness. Let us work together to create a brain smart world.
Points. When we invest in making people brain healthier, society as a whole benefits. Key elements to foster good brain health society are: first, diet. Emphasize nutritious food, avoid processed, sugary, toxic components. Food is a medicine or poison. Number two, sleep. Getting enough quality sleep is essential. Our sleep hours has been reduced, leading to negative brain effects. Physical health. Maintain healthy weight, manage blood pressure, avoid smoking, prevent and manage diabetes. Physical health ties deeply to brain health. Protection from injury and toxins. Avoid brain injuries, limit exposure to environmental toxins. Mental and emotional health habits. Manage stress and anxiety. Recognize automatic negative thoughts. Question irrational or harmful thoughts instead of accepting them. Number two, gratitude and meditation. Regular practice helps activate thought center, improve mood, resilience. Number 3, continuous learning, challenge, and novelty. Learning new skills or ideas leads the brain forging new connections. Stagnation leads to disconnects. Number 3, positive social environment and connections. Spend time with people who have healthy habits. Social influence is powerful, healthy behavior diffused through networks. Number 4, community support, group programs, small groups for encouragement and accountability. Dr. Amin says that people get well in groups. Institutional and system level changes. School, churches, business places, hospitals, etc. needs to become brain smart environment. This include what food is served, what routine promotes, what education includes. Number 5, reduce availability of brain harmful item in public institution. Policies that encourage preventive health, screening for risk factor, public health, messaging about brain health. Number 6, use of brain imaging measurement. Having some way to see how brain works health motivate people to change. While not every society or budget allow widespread imagining, the idea is objective feedback promotes accountability and awareness. Challenges. Number 1, cost and resource constraint. Imaging is expensive. Many places don't have safe access. Number 2, cultural factor, diet, belief. Stigma around mental health vary. Any strategy must be cultural sensitive. Number 3, incentive. People often favor immediate gratification over long term health and need for motivation. Conclusion. If a society invests in the health of its brain via lifestyle, mental health, institutional support, community culture, and feedback, then everyone benefits. Better innovation, more compassion and flexibility, low healthcare burdens, greater happiness. But to truly understand how to protect and enhance the brain, we first need to understand how it works because every thought, emotion, and decision come from specific parts of this incredible organ, each reason playing its unique role in shaping who we are. So now let's take a closer look inside at the different region of the brain and how each one shape the way we think, feel, and live.
Today, we are taking a fascinating journey into one of the most complex and powerful organ in human body, the brain. The human brain is command center of entire nerve system. Uh, it it controls our thought, emotion, momentum, and even the automatic process that keep us alive. Though it weighs only 3 pounds, but it contains around 86 billion neurons, each forming thousands of connections, allowing us to think, feel, and act in incredibly sophisticated ways. Let's explore the major region of the brain and what each of them does. The cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, making up around 86% of its total weight. It is responsible for most of our higher functions, thinking, memory, language, and voluntary momentum. It is divided into two hemispheres. The left hemisphere. The left hemisphere is linked with logic, language, and analysis. The right hemisphere is associated with creativity, imagination, and spatial ability. The, they communicate through a bundle of nerves fibers called callosum. The outer layer, the cerebral cortex, is full of folds that increase surface area for more neurons, meaning more brain power. It's divided into four lobes. The frontal lobe. The frontal lobe controls reasoning, problem solving, momentum, and personality. The parietal lobe the parietal lobe processes touch, temperature, pain, and spatial awareness. The temporal lobe handles hearing, language, and memory. The occipital lobe is dedicated to vision. In short, cerebrum is what makes us human. It's where we think, learn, and make decisions. The next part is cerebellum. Beneath the cerebrum, at the back of the brain, lies cerebellum, or little brain. Though it's small, but it is essential for coordination and balance. When you ride a bike, dance, or even type, your cerebellum keeps your momentum smooth and precise. Without it, even small motion would like clumsy and unsteady. The next part is brainstem. Brainstem is which connects the brain to the spinal cord. It contains basic life-sustaining function: breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and digestion. It has three key parts: midbrain, which processes visual and auditory information; the pons, which regulate sleeps and connects different part of the brain; the last one is medulla oblongata, which controls vital reflexes like heartbeat and breathing. Even you are asleep, your brainstem keeps you alive. Uh, then moving to the next part, the limbic system. Deep within the brain lies the limbic system, often called emotional brain. It include the amygdala, which processes emotion like fear and joy; the hippocampus, which forms and stores memory; and the last one is hypothalamus, which regulates hunger, thirst, temperature, and hormones. Together, these structures shape our emotions, motivation, and memories, giving meaning to our experiences. Conclusion: uh, to sum up of this, the cerebrum handles thought and voluntary momentum. The cerebellum manages balance and coordination. The brainstem sustains life, and the limbic system governs the emotion and memory. All these regions work in harmony and form incredible network that define who we are. Every thought, every feeling, every action originates from this three-pound organ, the human brain. It's truly remarkable that such a small structure hold very essence of our life, our intelligence, creativity, emotions, and the more we learn about it, the more extraordinary it becomes.
Our brain isn't a fixed machine. It's alive, it learns, heals, and reshapes itself every single day through every habit we practice and every emotion we feel. And that's the idea between many incredible brain fixing campaigns happening around the world. One of the most important ways to increase the brain activity is to eat nutritious food. A human brain weighs around 1.3 to 1.4 kg, which is roughly around 2% of the total body weight. Yet it takes 25% oxygen and 30% of calories you take and 25% of the blood flow in your body. So, to maintain a near ideal brain, a balanced diet is necessary. One of the programs which is suggested by Daniel Amen is diet to improve your diet is Daniel Plan. The Daniel Plan says that food, a balanced diet is very important. We have to take lean protein, which means food which are high in protein but less in fat and calories. High fiber, high fiber carbohydrates, which have high fiber and do not increase your sugar and blood pressure, like whole grains and leafy vegetables. Brain is made up of 85% water, so taking anything that dehydrates your body, like caffeine and excess salt, is bad for your brain. And also drink lots of water to stay hydrated. You can observe the change before and after you follow this balanced diet. Fitness for brain to work effectively, we have to do exercise. Exercising improve your blood flow in your body, which means it increases the blood flow in your brain, which in turn uh, increases your brain cells. This increases the memory power and adaptability. This increases the memory power and adaptability for growth. Vigorous exercise is not needed. Only exercise for 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. If you can't do that, just walk like you're late to work. Physical exercises increase your brain cells, but if you don't put them to good use, they get destroyed in a month. So, to get them working, solving crossword puzzles, learning musical instruments, and learning something which interests you, like learning a new language, news, and etc., is a great exercise for your brain. My recommendation is to learn a new dance steps. During dancing, you have to coordinate your movements, which helps in your brain memory. So, dancing includes both physical and mental fitness at the same time. 3. Focus. Let us assume that you have 1440 rupees and a thief snatched away 10 rupees. Now you have two options. First, are you going to use your remaining 1430 rupees to catch him? Or second, you are going to forget about the 10 rupees and move on. You just move on, right? Because the money wasted the money wasted is very little compared to what's left. In the same way, a day has 1440 minutes, and if someone disturbs you or annoys you or makes your mood bad for 10 minutes, why do you use your remaining time thinking about that person? Why do you waste so much precious time overthinking? Just don't mind them and move on. Focusing on negative thoughts decreases your creativity, curiosity, and imagination, and etc. So, focus on happy and warm thoughts to maintain your brain stability. 4. Friends. Hanging out or just talking to your friends increases your mental health. Spending time with friends stimulate activity and boosts your mental and emotional health. Interacting with friends reduces the feeling of loneliness, isolation, and stress. A research proved that people with supportive friends who listen are better at problem solving skills. I recommend you to take your friends group and play a game together, which is both fun and comes under exercise. Conclusion. Our brain isn't just an organ, it's an essence of your being. It's the command center, it's reality constructor, and it's the ultimate source of yourself. By understanding how your brain works, we gain new perspective on ourselves and our potential. We realize that we realize that we are not passive passengers in our own life, but active participants, shaping our brain with every thought and action. The more you learn about this incredible organ, the more we learn about what it truly means to be a human.
As we reach the end of this TEDx talk, we would like to take a moment and express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this talk possible. Our sincere thanks to Dr. N.V. Ramana Rao, our director. Our special thanks to Dr. Samir Bajpai, head of the Department of Humanities and Social Science. We extend our gratitude to Dr. Anoop Kumar Tiwari Sir for his valuable mentorship, insights, and his encouragement throughout the process.
Our heartful thanks goes to the lab in charge Sandeep Sarkaras for allowing us to use lab facilities and set up screen. We would also like to acknowledge people who work behind the scene. Your efforts were truly valuable. And we would also like to give some words of appreciation to our friends and senior for their creative insight and helping us in our decision making. At last, we would like to thank security guard for cooperating with us and ensuring our safety while shooting our video.
While shooting this video, we did not just capture frames, we captured moments of learning. Every retake, every challenges and every discussion reminded us that growth starts with awareness and progress follows when we choose to rewire our thinking. Thank to everyone who walked this path with us, supported us and believed in this idea. And to our viewers, may you find courage to reshape your thinking, redefine your limits, and rediscover your potential.
what is the topic of the video?
The topic of our video is Change Your Brain, Change Your Life.
Why did you choose the topic?
We have always been fascinated by how our brain adapts and evolves, how neuroplasticity literally allows us to rewire our thinking. We choose this topic because it connects science with self improvement. It's amazing to note that by changing our thought pattern and perspective, we can literally make a better version of ourselves and lead a more meaningful life.
Who is CEO you chose for your video?
We choose Shantanu Ranayan as the CEO of Adobe as our CEO for our topic.
Why did you choose that person?
He has ability to see future trends and adapt early, like transforming Adobe from selling software in boxes to a subscription-based digital platform, showing us that how changing one opinion can change entire company destiny. He embraces changes instead of fearing them, showing us that being open-minded and flexible are key to success, which is a great example of change your brain, change your life.
How has the experience been till now?
Being honest, our experience was not very best. We have faced many difficulties at the start of our shoot. We were camera shy and sometimes our technical instruments gave up. But this has been a learning experience and we learned a lot of things like problem solving abilities and team coordination abilities.
Did anything unexpected happen during the shoot?
Yes, while we were shooting our introduction, our mic got turned off because it ran out of battery. So we have to reshoot our introduction part again.
What's been the most enjoyable part up till now?
The most enjoyable part up till now was working together as a team. We had a really great time sharing ideas and helping each other.
What are the difficulties that you have faced till now?
The most challenging thing was facing camera and remember all this script. It was our first time to shoot a video like that, so we were nervous at the start and we also made a lot of mistake. But at the last, we helped each other and completed our work.
How has the video shoot helped you beyond the academics?
The video shoot has been helping us beyond the academics as it is increasing our confidence and preparing us for real life situations.
What are the things you learned from your teammates?
I have learned a lot from my teammates, especially teamwork, patience, and how to look at ideas from different perspectives. Everyone brings something new. This really helps me to develop personally and creatively.
What are the skills you identified in yourself and developed during the making of this video?
During the making of the video, I realized and developed important skills. I developed my communication and public speaking abilities while presenting ideas in front of the camera. I also developed time management and organization skills.
How did this project improve your teamwork and collaboration skills?
These projects help me to understand the true value of a teamwork. We have to coordinate schedules, divide responsibilities, and help each other strengths to meet our goals.
My name is Rajesh Chilak.
And my name is Ashwin Kushwaha. Ashwin Kushwaha. That is the command center of our lives. According to scientific research,
नहीं नहीं बोल, अरे नहीं, जितना याद आ रहा है वो बोल, जितना याद आ रहा है आगे बोलते रहो।
हेलो हेलो, माइक टेस्टिंग टेस्टिंग नॉट टेस्टिंग। और क्या बोलूँ, थोड़ा मैं दूर जा, रिपीट करूँ।
कर पोज कर कुछ अच्छा पोज कर। अरे बॉडी बिल्डिंग वाला पोज यार। अच्छा हाँ चल बस, चल
क्या देख रहा है? ये मेरे को ऐसी नजर से देखता है ना आयुष।
क्या?
तुम बोल रहे हो अच्छा लग रहा है, मेरे से नहीं हुआ।
चल
कोई बात
नहीं, कंटिन्यू।
नहीं आगे।
तीन नंबर से स्टॉप
मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ।